right now I'm going to be showing you how I seed the native plants in plug trays. So plug tray, I label the outside with a white paint marker, and then I also do tags that I stick in after, just because Mother Nature likes to destroy my labeling and all labeling over the winter. I also double down and take a photo of this, so that way if one of these, for some reason it's always the end ones, rub off, I still know what it is because I have a shockingly bad memory. So that way I have a recording of everything. So fill it up. So you want to use a nice light potting soil. So mine is just a mix of peat, vermiculite, and perlite. You can use some sand-based ones too. You just want to keep it somewhat light, nothing too heavy, because you want the roots to have lots of ease of growing in the potting medium. Try not to reuse your soil too, because often that's the problem with stem root or any sort of bacteria or fungus or something like that, is dirty soil or dirty trays or equipment or something like that spreading it. Okay, so then if you have a tray that matches the one you're using, I use it just to press down, and it creates little divots to put the seeds in. So rather than running through with your fingers, just saves time. Okay, so first we'll start off with stiff goldenrod. So this is just a mix, one of our grab-and-go gardens that we'll be selling in the spring. So it's a mix of native perennials, mostly all full sun, kind of good pollinator habitat, but with a focus on like a kind of like a nice wildflower mix, so nice tall species, so like ironweed, stiff goldenrod, Joe Pye, things that have a lot of height. Kind of nice sunny bright flowers, lots of yellows and purples and pinks. So do 2 rows of each. This is kind of messy because this is seeds that haven't been cleaned yet, so they're just kind of coming straight off the plant. Kind of like from field to garden, I guess you could say. So I do clean the seeds before I sell them. This is just a different batch. This is just stuff I've harvested for my own purpose of growing, so it's a little bit messy looking, but that's quite alright. So, and I tend to put quite a bit in my plug trays, and that's because I have a lot of seeds, so it's, I always say, you know, err on the side of caution, and come spring, if, you know, luck be have it, and everything absolutely germinated perfectly, what you can do is just grab some tweezers and tweeze out the stuff, some of the weaker looking ones or stuff that's growing in the middle, to allow 1 or 2 of the plants to thrive. I know it's hard, but you really will get the best plant by doing that way. And Coreopsis, one of my favorite seeds. Just, I don't know, I guess it's just, I don't know why it is, to be honest. They're easy to collect. They're easy to clean. They just look like that stereotypical seed to me, I guess. You know, they've got the dark center. You can tell what is a good seed and what's not. Like, it's easy to see, like, you know, a healthy, good, viable seed, as opposed to something that maybe hasn't matured. So I like these seeds. Common milkweed, probably one of the most easily identifiable seeds. I like them too. Are they easy to clean? Nah, not really. They're not so bad though. I like them just because once you get the fluff off, it's not so bad. They're pretty easy. They store well, too. Liatris. Liatris is a really pretty seed. They're like little seed torpedoes. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, I think they're always really pretty. I mean, it's a gorgeous plant. It's probably one of my favorites. I find it's a great gateway native plant because it doesn't look like a typical native plant. I feel like when you think of native plants, to someone that doesn't know native plants, they instinctively think of like asters and goldenrods and that typical daisy formation. And when you show them the liatris, which has a very distinct look, it's like that tall column of pink. Doesn't look like what people think of as a native plant. So it's nice to show them that and say, like, you know, you can have regular, I shouldn't say regular, more traditional looking. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, to be honest. But you don't have to grow just asters and goldenrods, I suppose, if you want to grow native plants. Joe Pyeweed. Whoops, I have so much Joe Pyeweed seeds. Okay. I love Joe Pyeweed, though. It typically grows in a wet meadow, shoreline type environment, but man, oh man, this plant will tolerate the pretty dry conditions. I don't know if you've ever been to the Toronto Botanic Gardens, but they have a beautiful display there, right at the front entrance of Joe Pyeweed. Okay, smooth blue aster. So, like I said, a lot of these plants, or seeds I should say, I am seeding quite heavy. So when you're doing it at home and you have limited seed, unlike me, feel free, you can put 2 to 5 seeds per plug tray. You don't have to mat them all in like I do. Some things have better germination rates than others anyway. Yeah. So in that way too, you won't have to worry about tweezing stuff out come spring. I'm just fortunate to have lots of seeds, so I tend to seed heavier. And then the last is ironweed, which is something that's relatively new for us at Hidden Habitat. I think we started growing it by seed 2 years ago, so now we have a grow plot full. So hopefully, come spring, we'll have lots of little baby ironweeds in our nursery. And it's gorgeous. It's so tall. It's like 6 feet with purpley magenta blooms on it. It is a host plant for, I want to say American lady. I'm not too sure. I'll have to confirm that. But it is a popular nectar source for sure. And it's just beautiful. And it has really thick stems, so you don't get that. It doesn't fall over. I find a lot of tall plants tend to fall over, especially given a good rainstorm or something. Ironweed doesn't, hence the name. So yeah, that's it. So now we just put some soil on top, and I just kind of sprinkle it. I'm getting really low of soil in my soil container here. Scraping the barrel literally for it. So you don't want to bury your seeds. All of these seeds are pretty big, hefty seeds for native seeds. So you just sprinkle a light amount on. There are some seeds that are super fine that you don't want to really bury because they're so little. So the general rule for all seeds is that you want to sow them at twice the depth. Twice the size of the seed is the depth you want to sow them. So the bigger the seed, the further down it goes. And that's really just kind of common sense, I guess, guys. It's Mother Nature for you. She's not fancy. Alright, so that's it. So then what I do is I take this with, I will put the stakes in there. They're usually just like popsicle sticks or whatever I can find. And I put it outside. I do mulch around it just to insulate them a little bit. You don't really have to. You just put it outside somewhere where it's going to have a consistent amount of snowfall and sunshine, especially come spring. You don't want to put it on the south side of a house, especially if it's going to be getting a lot of heat off the house or something, because you don't want it to be melting and getting warm, especially in March or February when we get those occasional sunny days. So put it outside somewhere where it gets lots of snow. The more the merrier. In May, when it warms up, you can take it closer to the house so that it can get watered more frequently, because you don't want them drying out. And then that's it, and just watch her grow. Thanks, guys. If you have any questions, comment, DM me, let me know.